As you know, it's election day in America, and polls are open on both sides of the state line. We're 6 hours, 58 minutes, 6 seconds and counting away from the first polls closing in our area at 7 p.m. By the way, if you are in line at 7 p.m., you can vote. And the home of the world champion Chiefs is being used as a polling location today. KBC 9's Kelly Gibbs is live outside of Arrowhead with more on the turnout there. Hey, Kelly, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Rob. Well, I'm told the lines here were much longer earlier today, but they dissipated earlier as well. Now, we were speaking with some voters who were leaving the polls. They tell me the entire process took about 10 minutes. Now, we took a look inside, and there was essentially no wait in line. Only Kansas City, Missouri voters in Jackson County can vote at Arrowhead. They're also receiving a Chiefs-branded I voted sticker. Many people here say the process was smooth, and they wouldn't miss the chance today to come out and cast their ballot.
It's the future. I mean, it determines things from now on. It's just literally the whole future. I wouldn't miss it.
Now, if you're thinking of coming out to Arrowhead later today, you can check Chiefs.com for the latest on the wait times. Polls close here at 7 p.m. Reporting live at Arrowhead, Kelly Gibbs, KMBC 9 News.
All right, Kelly, sounds good. Thanks so much. Well, thousands of voters already are casting ballots this morning in Johnson County, Kansas, since the polls open at 6 a.m. KBC 9's Matt Evans is inside of a polling place with a look at how voting is going so far.
The line has been moving pretty briskly here at the Johnson County Arts and Heritage Center for the first part of the voting. At 6 o'clock this morning when polls first opened, maybe 50 or so people in line. Since then, hundreds of more have voted here inside the Arts and Heritage Center in Johnson County as the election day continues. Now, of course, this was also an advanced voting location, one of the busiest in the counties. More than 17,000 people casting ballots here, advanced voting at the Arts and Heritage Center. Now, when it comes to advanced voting across the state of Kansas, more than 770,000 Kansans have already cast that ballot. More than 265,000 have cast a ballot in Johnson County, Kansas. When it comes to the mail-in ballots, though, still 85,000 or so of those have been unreturned so far. Now, in Kansas, if you have it postmarked by today, Election Day, and it arrives at the Johnson County Election Office, or at your local election office, rather, by Friday, it will be counted. However, election officials here in Johnson County and across the state are urging you, if you still have that mail-in ballot, don't drop it in the mail today. If you can, bring it to a drop box, bring it to an election office. You can even bring it to a polling place just like this one before 7 o'clock to ensure that that ballot gets counted. In Overland Park, Matt Evans, KBC 9 News.
All right, well, there is a big question as to when we may see election results in tight races locally and across the country. Record-setting mail-in voting in Kansas could mean that some races could be too close to call tonight because ballots could still need to be counted through Friday. It's the same rule in many states like Pennsylvania. It means the presidential election could also be too close to call tonight.
If Pennsylvania is going to decide the election and we don't know it early, it's going to take a lot longer to get to a decisive winner or hear an acceptance speech or a concession speech. I think we'll probably be waiting on those past Tuesday night. Now, how much longer? Are we talking this month? Are we talking this week? Are we talking on Wednesday? I don't know that I'd care to wager a guess.
Well, there are more than 600,000 mail-in ballots in Pennsylvania that haven't been returned yet, but could be counted if they arrive by Friday and are postmarked today. And a local race is getting national attention. It's the race for a U.S. Senate seat in Kansas between Republican Dr. Roger Marshall and a Democrat Dr. Barbara Boyer. They're fighting for the seat left vacant by retiring Republican Senator Pat Roberts. And voters in Kansas's 2nd Congressional District race also have a big decision to make today. District covers most of eastern Kansas outside of the KC Metro. Incumbent Republican Steve Watkins lost in the primary, so the race is now between Republican State Treasurer Jake LaTurner and Democrat and Topeka Mayor Michelle De La Isla. And over on the Missouri side, the big race is, of course, for governor. It sees Republican incumbent Mike Parson, who took office after Eric Greitens resigned in 2018, facing off against Democratic candidate and current Missouri State Auditor Nicole Galloway. And voters in Missouri's 4th Congressional District will pick a representative in the House. The 4th District covers a wide area, including Cass, Boone, and Bates counties, among others. Incumbent Republican Vicki Hartzler faces off against Democrat Lindsey Simmons and Libertarian Stephen Kuntz. Well, Hartzler took the seat in 2010 and has held it since. And we have mentioned that Arrowhead Stadium is transforming into a polling place today. Well, Royals fans have their own polling place, too, here in Kansas City. KBC 9's Martin Augustine is there this afternoon to show us.
We're here inside the Kansas City Urban Youth Academy, the big baseball academy in the 18th and Vine District. And you look back here in this indoor field, an enormous field, the Alex Gordon family field, and this is where these polling places have been set up. Now, there are a few Kansas City precincts whose voters have been specifically asked to come vote here, but this is also one of the central polls, a polling place that anybody can come to if you're in Kansas City, Missouri, within Jackson County. All those polling places in Kansas City, Missouri, considered open polling places that are under the purview of the Kansas City Election Board. The idea there is that you're going to get more people through the polls on what's expected to be a busy day, but also in the midst of this pandemic, too, you can also maintain a lot more social distancing. And that social distancing clearly is what's going on here at the Urban Youth Academy for Election Day today. Martin Augustine, KMBC 9 News.
Well, two candidates, two very different visions for America. After months of making their arguments on the campaign trail, today voters get their final chance to render their verdict for president. ABC's Faith Abube is watching the presidential race and joins us from Washington with the latest.
Former Vice President Joe Biden coming into Election Day ahead in most polls.
Can you hear me? Yeah!
Starting his day stumping with members of the local Carpenters Union in his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania. But even this morning, his campaign taking no chances.
It's time for Donald Trump to pack his bags and go home. We're done.
Yesterday, his campaign barnstorming the battlegrounds of Pennsylvania and Ohio.
We can put an end to a president that has failed to protect this nation.
After a long and bitter campaign season, Biden finishing with a message of hope, but still attacking the president for his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're going to beat this virus. We're going to get it under control. And the first step to beating this virus is beating Donald Trump.
In a new internal memo obtained by the Washington Post, White House Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx saying we're entering the most concerning and the most deadly phase of this pandemic. But at a closing rally in Michigan, President Trump with a vastly different message.
That ends the pandemic, and it will end anyway. They hate it when I say we're rounding the corner. It's going to end anyway, but the vaccine will make it go a lot quicker.
Trump calling into Fox News this morning, projecting confidence that he'll win.
I don't know what the chances are. I don't know how they rate the chances, but I think we have a very solid chance of winning. And I think a lot of that has to do with the tremendous crowd size.
While also grappling with the thought of losing.
The concept of losing to this guy. Oh, you better get out there and vote tomorrow. I will be so angry. I'll never come back.
New numbers from the U.S. Elections Project show out of nearly 100 million early votes cast, 47.9% were Democrats and 41.8% Republicans. Trump's campaign banking on a huge Election Day turnout to win. Voters, meanwhile, ready for the final count.
I'll be happy when it's over with. I'm really tired of all the BS.
Well, you can count on us for all of your Election Day information and results. We have information on polling places near you. You can read up on big races and much more on KMBC.com. And then tonight after the polls close, we're going to have results as they roll in online. Just go to KMBC.com and look for the Commitment 2020 tab.